Good morning, friends. My name is Miss Tralisha. If you look behind me, I have some characters from our story that we're going to read about. So remember, we said we have a wolf in our story, there's a picnic basket, and then Little Red Riding Hood. So the story that we're going to read today is Little Red Riding Hood. So before we begin reading, I would like you to find a space in your room. I want you to get comfortable. And remember that while reading, we are listening with our ears and we're watching with our eyes. And just paying attention because there's lots of fun things that we're going to read about. So as a reminder, the story that we are going to read today is called Little Red Riding Hood by Candace Ransom and is illustrated by Tammy Lyon. Little Red Riding Hood, retold by Candace Ransom and illustrated by Tammy Lyon. This is our front cover, and on our front cover, it tells us what the title is. The title of this story is Little Red Riding Hood. The front cover also shows us who the author is. Our author for this story is Candace Ransom. That means she wrote the story. She wrote all of the words. Our front cover also shows us who the illustrator is. So our illustrator is right here, Tammy Lyon. An illustrator means that she drew all the pictures in our story. So this is our front cover. There are also other parts of our book. This right here is our spine. It is what helps hold all of our pages together. Next, we have our back cover of our story. Now that we've learned some parts of our book, let's begin our story. Little Red Riding Hood. A long time ago, there lived a sweet little girl. She loved to visit her grandmother. One day, her grandmother gave her a special present. So let's see, it looks like Grandma is knitting something for Little Red Riding Hood. I wonder what she's making. What do you think she's making? Yeah, I think you're right. She gave the little girl a red wool cape with a hood that she made. So it looks like Grandma made Little Red Riding Hood her red cape. The girl liked her cape very much. She wore it everywhere. That looks like Little Red is wearing her cape to the store. Let's see where else she wears her red cape. It says, she even wore her cape to bed. Soon, everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. And it looks like she's even wearing her cape to sleep. She's wearing her cape to bed. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother said, "Your grandmother is not feeling well." Little Red Riding Hood wanted to take a picnic to her grandmother. "Be sure to stay on the path through the woods," said her mother. So Little Red Riding Hood is on her way to Grandma's house with her picnic basket. And Little Red Riding Hood promised that she would. What do you think? Do you think that Little Red Riding Hood is gonna stay on the path to Grandmother's house, or do you think she might take another way? You think she might take another way? Okay, let's keep reading to find out. It says, Little Red Riding Hood skipped through the woods. She was very careful to stay on the path. After a while, she met a wolf. So Little Red Riding Hood stayed on the path, but look, she meets a creature in the woods. She meets a wolf. I wonder what the wolf is gonna say to Little Red Riding Hood. "Hello," said the wolf. The wolf seemed friendly. "Hello," she said. "Where are you going, little girl?" asked the wolf. "I'm going to visit my grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. "She is not feeling well." So Little Red Riding Hood meets the wolf in the woods, and she's talking to the wolf. But does she know this wolf? No, I don't think so. She shouldn't be talking to strangers. Let's see next. The wolf asks, "Where does your grandmother live?" asked the wolf. "At the end of this path." The wolf wanted to get to grandmother's house before Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll gobble up the old lady and the little girl," he thought. "And the tasty picnic too." Oh no, should Little Red Riding Hood have told the wolf where her grandmother lived? No, probably not, but let's see. Let's keep reading to find out what happens next. "Look at all the pretty flowers growing in the woods," said the wolf. "Why don't you pick some for your grandmother?" "Good idea," said Little Red Riding Hood. When she turned to pick some flowers, the wolf ran away. Oh no, where do you think the wolf is on his way to? Yeah, he's on his way to grandmother's house. Uh-oh, he's sneaking inside. The wolf crept quietly inside grandmother's house. He tiptoed into her bedroom. Suddenly, she woke up. When she saw the wolf, she screamed, "Help! Help!" Do you think someone's gonna come help Grandma? I don't know. Let's keep reading to see. It says, the wolf grabbed her and pushed her into the closet. Then he locked the door. So he locked Grandma inside the closet. I wonder what this wolf is up to. The wolf put on a nightgown and cap. He hopped into bed. He pulled the covers up to his hairy chin. It looks like he's pretending to be someone. Who is the wolf pretending to be? So let's think about it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's trying to pretend to be Grandma. Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. "Grandmother," she called. "Come in, my dear," said the wolf in a high voice. Uh-oh, look at Little Red Riding Hood's face. I think she suspects something. Do you think she notices something's different with her grandma? Little Red Riding Hood went into the bedroom. Her grandmother looked very strange. "Grandmother, what big ears you have," she said. "The better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have," said Little Red Riding Hood. "The better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. "Grandmother, what big hands you have," said Little Red Riding Hood. "The better to hug you with, my dear." Uh-oh, what's happening now? "Grandmother, what big teeth you have," said Little Red Riding Hood. "The better to eat you with," cried the wolf. The wolf jumped out of bed. He tried to grab Little Red Riding Hood. She leaped away. The wolf tumbled out the window. He was never seen again. Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother pounded on the closet door. Little Red Riding Hood let her out. "What happened?" said her grandmother. So Little Red Riding Hood helped her grandmother out of the closet. "I went off the path to pick some flowers," said Little Red Riding Hood. "I think you learned your lesson," said her grandmother. "I am just glad that we are both safe." Then Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother enjoyed their best visit ever. The end. So thank you for reading Little Red Riding Hood with me. The next time you read a story, try to figure out where the title of the story is. Remember, the title is on the front cover of the book. And on Wednesday, stay tuned as we read a new version of Little Red Riding Hood. As a friendly reminder, for more fun and games, have an adult download our summer activity kit on witschicago.org.